If working hard equates to success, I think everybody will be successful. Am I right? Have you seen anyone who is working really hard, but they're not successful? You've seen it, every day. So how can we work smart? Work smarter, not harder. To scale to 7 figures in 40 hours a week, you need to be generating at least $500 an hour. But are your daily tasks worth that rate? Answering emails, managing schedules, and handling admin work are busy work. They don't drive growth. Busyness is a form of laziness. If you're working long hours but not seeing results, you're likely filling time instead of scaling. The key is to delegate low-value tasks to a virtual assistant so you can focus on high-impact work that actually grows your business. So are you doing the work that nets you $500 an hour or make you $500 an hour? I know for a fact I don't in the past, right? I was checking my emails, answering my phone calls, checking billings, and just like what Tim Ferriss say, busyness is a form of laziness. If you realize yourself, at the end of the day, you're like, man, I feel like I'm really busy today. I know I am very busy, but what did I do? I don't remember. I want to celebrate my wins, but I don't know what did I do. Well, if that is where you are or where you were, that means that you are not really using your time on scaling or duplicating your business or 10xing your business. You're just doing things just to fill in the slot, just to say that, you know what, I work hard for my business. I mean, that was me when I was running my business first 10 years. And man, I barely touched $500,000. And I was like, why? I work 7 days a week, 80 hours a week. How can I not get this, right? Then I realized there is a biggest difference between working hard and working smart. How can we work well with them? It's very simple. Nowadays, there's a couple apps I want to share with you. 3 apps, all right? How does that sound? 3 apps. Number 1, Zoom. Training a virtual assistant doesn't have to be complicated. Tools like Zoom make it easy and effective. Simply start a Zoom call, use the screen share feature, and walk your assistant through your daily tasks. Record the session so they can reference it anytime or use it for future training. For added support, enable remote access so your assistant can practice directly on your screen. This hands-on approach helps them learn faster and ensures they fully understand the process, making them feel like they're right next to you. Okay, Zoom is the easiest thing. If you don't like Zoom, you can use Messenger, WhatsApp, whatever that you think. But again, for us in the United States, we use Zoom a lot. So what you do is just turn on Zoom, they will come in, right? And then what you do is, if you do not have an executive assistant, you are the executive assistant. So what you want to do is when you are doing the work, right, just turn on Zoom. They have a button called share screen, okay? And then you show your assistant how you be the executive assistant every single day, right? So you just go through them, let them see it. Make sure you record the video, right? Because then they can go back and review it over and over again. If you have a replacement, they can, you can go back and review them again and again. So that becomes very easy. And then after that, if you want to see how can they do it? Very simple. You can actually hit the word remote access, and then they can actually do work on your computer, on the same screen. So now after you show them what you do and say, okay, now you can do it on my computer, and then they can just come in and do it. So then you can see, did I get it? Did they not get it? You feel like they are just right next to you. That's app number 1. App number 2, obviously nowadays, we have a lot of AI. AI tools like ChatGPT, Gemini, Loom AI, and Notion AI can simplify training and communication with your virtual assistant. After recording a training session, you can download the transcript and feed it into AI to create a summary, a webinar, or training material. If your VA is unclear about instructions, they can use AI to generate a simplified summary or suggestions based on your input. AI helps bridge knowledge gaps and enhances understanding, allowing you and your VA to work smarter, not harder. So all you need to do is when you're doing the training, right, or you have something that you want them to see, even YouTube now that you can actually download the transcription and then pop it into AI and then just say, hey, I need to do a webinar, right? Learn from it and create something for me, right? Or the VA can also say, hey, this is what my boss just told me. I don't really understand what he's saying. Can you simplify it into an 8-year-old and come up with a summary? So now when you are closing the gap between you and your virtual assistant, right? And you're like, hey,
they don't have my insight, knowledge, right, about, I don't know, keto diet, let's say. Well, it's very simple. They can just put it into AI and say, act as a keto diet expert. This is what my client was telling me, what do I need to do, right? And then they would just come up with it. So again, second app is, just use AI to close the gap. Make sure that everybody's using AI, even though it sounds really simple, but man, I still, old habits die young because we like to work hard, right? So sometimes we forget to work smart. Instead of sitting there and think about it, just get AI to, come up with the output, and then you and your VA can just edit it. Very easy, very simple. App number 3.
Google apps like Gmail, Calendar, Docs, and Sheets make managing and collaborating with your virtual assistant easy. Start by setting up a Gmail account for your assistant to control access and ensure security. Share your calendar for scheduling and give them access to your email for sorting and processing. If drafts are ready, they can save them in Google Drive for review before sending. Using Google's ecosystem ensures smooth communication and helps your VA stay organized and efficient.
I would say if you're not a Google user, figure out a Google, app or whatever you want to use it. But for us, we use Google, right? We have Google Email, we have Google Calendars, we have Google Doc, right? We have Google Sheet. So what I would do is, as soon as I get somebody hired, I will create a Gmail account for them, so that way I can control the access, and then I will build everything through Google. Very first thing I always do is obviously share with them my calendar, so that they can control my calendar, manage my calendar. Then second thing is giving them my email access. Then they can start to process my emails, right? Again, simple, put them into the Dropbox. If everything goes well, then you hit send button. If it don't, tell them what you need to improve on, and then hit the send button.